going on, YouTube? So we are in the month that all the companies release their new drivers. Pretty exciting for us golfers. Some of you guys get a little pissed off when people release a new driver. Me personally, I love it. I can't wait for every year for each company to come out with another driver to see how much they improved on the year before. And that's exactly what TaylorMade does. We're chilling in my apartment right now. Very casual little rating right here. You may see my cat run around. You may see him try to jump on one of these walls. You never know what's gonna happen in this little Beat Lab studio we got going on right now. So if the camera falls over, you know why. Here we go, let's jump right into it. I'm gonna give you guys just a little breakdown of what I've noticed from the changes from the SIM last year's model to the new SIM Max. So first glance, when I'm looking at both of these, almost identical shape. They look identical on the top, different color scheme, but really they didn't change much. The fin in the back, it's a little less defined as the older one right here, but it's still got that nice little fin to it. It looks very clean, very, very clean. I remember looking at this one last year, having very, very questionable thoughts of what was going on with all this metal back here. So I think they kind of reduced that, made it a little bit slicker looking, puffed it up just a little bit. I want to say this driver is just a little bit bigger from the bottom up versus this one. This one's a little bit flatter, so they may have done a little bit of changing right there. They did, however, change up the face a little bit. This was one of the first things I noticed. They took out the screws. When I first saw this, I kind of questioned, hold on, I liked the screws in there before, why did you guys take the screws out? And I remember when I first saw the screws, I was like, hold on, why is there screws in my club face? I'll get into that just a little bit, but there it is. Pretty much the same twist face technology, just doesn't have screws in there anymore. They still have the speed injected foam, injected right in there in the old one. What I did notice though is they have a little screw at the end right here where you can maybe inject more speed foam in there if you don't have enough speed foam in there. So I don't know, it got a little different, something going on right there. Something they did new in the SIM Max 2, they got this little ring right here, a little weighted ring right at the bottom right there. Now, very, very interesting. It says high MOI. You don't know what MOI means? Motion of inertia. Motion of inertia. It's something of inertia that has motion in it. Don't know what MOI is? You probably go look it up. Give yourself a little bit more knowledge on what that actually means. Just like last year, I'm gonna go ahead and just break this driver down from a rating point from top, this side, bottom, and the face angle. So let's go ahead and start with the top. They changed a little bit on the color scheme, which I actually like even more now that I've looked at it more. Much more of a defined blue. Kind of looks like that old Nike Vape driver that they came out with, that color blue. It has a better visual appearance when you set that golf club right behind the ball, top line. Again, you're always looking at this side of the golf club, so this side has to look good to you. Top line, I love it. Again, in the last video last year, I said that if it was red, it would be a 10. I'm sticking with that statement. Red's one of my favorite colors, so 9.8 on the top line. Love the top line look. I'm glad they didn't change anything. Go ahead and look at the bottom right here. The bottom's got a little bit different look than last year's. They said last year's looked more like a metallic, it looked like a robot almost. It looked like that thing was gonna turn into a transformer and just get legs and just walk away or even hit the golf club for you. This one, a little different in the fact that it's got a little bit more paint to it. It looks more of like a, I wanna say, a toy, but it's not a toy. It just, that's the feel of the color scheme that it's got going on. But with this little ring right here, and just the smoothness, I love this right here. It looks really, really good. Great look on the bottom. Great look on the bottom. I'm gonna give it a 9.3 just because of it doesn't look so questioning like the last year's driver. Last year's driver, you look at the bottom, you're like, what is going on down there? This year's, it's more like, okay, that looks pretty cool. What is that stuff? The face. Now, again, they took the screws out of the face, so I'm not quite sure what this is gonna sound like, what this is gonna feel like. This is what I was thinking when I first opened up this driver. So that was kind of very concerning because I really got to like the screws in the driver face. I don't know why, it was just one of those things that I was like, it's different, it's securing, and I was hitting it really, really well. So I felt like there was something with the screws, maybe not. Maybe they found out that the screws were pointless. There we go, twist face. We're just gonna go with a pure rating of 9.7, pretty traditional looking face. I know the twist face is forgiving, it's hot, and it's good. Just curious how the face is gonna be without the screws. The back of it right here, I think it's much better looking than last year's model. I like the blue. Like I said, it kind of looks more like a toy in a way, but when you get past that and you're comparing it to last year's metallic transformer looking model, I'm gonna go with this one over the other one. So they did improve on that. So from the back end right there, just like the bottom end, I'm cranking up the rating a few notches. I'm gonna give this one, the back end, a 9.7 right there. Those ratings being done, that's the cosmetic part. Then I went out and tested it, and TaylorMade, you did it again. I don't know how you keep doing that, but you do it. Every year, it's an improvement on the last driver. This not only looks better, it feels better, but it sounds better too. I'm not quite sure how, but you did it. You figured it out. And I'm very curious at how you're gonna keep improving on this driver because it's near to perfection. I went out and striped this bad boy. Not only am I feel like I'm hitting it longer, but it's more consistent off the club face. I don't know if that had to do with something on the screws right there, but they took the screws out, and it feels almost like they're old models all combined into one. Like I'm talking, you put the 300 series, you put the 510 series, you put the R9, you put them all together, and this is what you got right here. This is the ultimate driver. I hit this driver so good when I tested it that it was one of those things. I hit it a few times and I was like, well, that's immediately going in the bag. I don't even have to debate whether this is better than the last year's model because I know it is. Just off of a few hits, I knew immediately this driver was better. Got a very muffled, just pure thump to it when you hit that golf ball right in the center of the face. And when you don't hit it in the center of the face, it still feels good. That's the difference that I saw the most between this driver and last year's model. This driver, when you hit it on the toe, on the heel, it sounds like you hit it in the center of the face. It's bizarre, and it also feels like there's more in this part and there's more in this part of the driver. Whereas last year, you hit it out on the toe and the heel and it felt a little hollow. Not in this one. This one is just immaculate. The speed injected foam, maybe to do with this little ring right here or this little hole, and maybe to do with this little ring right there. I don't know. But all of that right here is, I mean, it's just solid. There's not a weak part on this driver, and that was one of the things that I noticed the most about this new SIM Max driver. There is a lot of terminology that has to do with this ring, and if you want more information, go check out the TaylorMade website. I'm not gonna break it down because that's just not what I do, but this is their new thing, and right there as well. So there's a lot going on right here that's getting you guys a maximum forgiveness, and that's what we want. This is a game, golf is a game of misses, and you need something in your hand that's gonna give you the most consistency every single time, because like you, I don't hit it perfect every single time. I need forgiveness. The guys out on tour need forgiveness. And that's why I think you're gonna see a lot of people switching to this driver. They got a lot of good stuff going on in this driver. So TaylorMade, you guys did an excellent job with this one. I highly recommend you guys going checking it out. You know, don't get mad at them for coming out with a new driver each year. Think of it as just them trying to improve their technology every single year. What do you think they're doing in their labs over there? Just sitting around twiddling their thumbs? No, they're producing the newest and the greatest technology out there, at least trying to do. And each year you have the opportunity to get that new technology. So I highly recommend you guys go out to your local place, whatever that place is, and test this driver if you can, because you may be just as surprised as I was. So that's it, guys. New Max Sim 2. It's awesome. I love it. Great driver. I can't wait to try the other drivers. I feel like this year is going to be the year of the driver. We said that last year, but I'm almost positive every single driver that's going to come out this year is going to be better than the last one. I have that feeling. I mean, what else were we doing this past year? We had nothing else to do, just sitting around, you know, figuring things out. May as well figure out how to create the best driver there is, right? I don't know. But as always, guys, I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you, TaylorMade, for sending me this. I can't wait to put it in play. It will definitely be going in the bag immediately. You guys hit the subscribe button, leave a comment which driver you're looking for in 2021, and we will see you next time.